Welcome back. Will Worsham joins us now for this week's Speaking Legal discussion. Good to see you all.
Good to see you, too.
Are you ready for this?
Sure.
This is a big question. All right. I've heard that Missouri law on expunging, we're back to that, expunging criminal convictions is changing. Does this mean I can get a prior felony conviction taken off my record? Now, before we go any further here,
let's talk about your prior criminal history, Tom.
It's not literally mine. That was how the question was written. Never been convicted.
Never convicted. 33 arrests and no conviction.
No conviction. So anyway, there are changes coming.
Yeah,
up.
there are changes coming.
This all
Started
about?
at the beginning of the year. There's some changes. It greatly expands the ability to have prior criminal convictions expunged from the record, which is going to be a big benefit to a lot of people. Missouri has been traditionally a very restrictive state. For many, many years, the only thing you could get expunged, now we're not talking about gubernatorial pardons.
Right, that's
we're talking about a judicial expungement.
Right.
Was a one-time DWI. That was the only thing you could get expunged.
All right.
What's coming up now? Some felonies will be included. Some are now, but some are going to be included more than are currently allowed. Are going to be allowed after the first of the year.
Really?
And it does greatly depend on what the actual conviction is. Not everything will be eligible for expungement. Typically, any offense, generally speaking, that has a victim involved is not going to be expungible. So, assaults, robberies, rapes,
okay,
murders.
so we're talking maybe more white-collar crime?
Well, actually, where the law really seems to take effect and hit home is a lot of drug offenses are what are going to be expungible. So people that have prior convictions for possession of some illegal substance, those are the type of things that really seems to be what was targeted by this law or the expansion of this law. So that people that maybe have a felony conviction for any amount of marijuana used to be a felony.
Yes, oh yeah.
No longer the case, but those types of offenses are now going to be expungible. So to answer the question, really, it depends.
Yeah.
It depends on what that underlying offense is, and so we'd encourage people to give us a call and find out.
What are some of the guidelines, or if there has to be guidelines?
Right.
What are some of the guidelines here? I mean, maybe does a certain amount of time have to pass, or how does it
absolutely. And more time has to have passed when there's a felony involved than if then we're only talking about misdemeanors. But the key to remember is you're only going to be allowed to file one expungement action. Now that doesn't mean you can only expunge one conviction, but you can only file for it the one time under the way the law's currently written. Now that may change later, but so you can file one expungement action and list all your prior convictions that are expungible and get them taken care of in one case.
Oh, I see. So it'd be maybe a whole line of...
And yes, and really what's this is designed to do, in my opinion, is so that you don't get something expunged, commit new offenses, get those expunged, commit new offenses, get those expunged. It's a one-time, that's in my past. We don't do that anymore.
How far in the past does it have to be?
We're talking 3 to 5 years for misdemeanors and 7 to 10 for felonies, depending on certain other factors.
What if you were still behind bars? Could you, and maybe they'd say, oh, well, you're done.
That's probably not going to be the case, just giving the consideration of what the range of punishments are for these types of offenses and the time that has to have elapsed.
You know, there are certain folks who might say, expunge a felony? What the heck?
Right.
I mean...
What does that mean, or should it not be allowed?
Yeah, I mean, I guess a little both.
Right. Well, what it means is to make it like it never happened. It's not on your record. You're no longer, if you were a convicted felon because of that, you're no longer a convicted felon. So that means issues of gun ownership, voting, and other things that a felony conviction affects or removes. Now we're back.
I mean, I know there have been on plenty of applications for things. Have you ever been convicted of a felony?
And the answer to that can now be no.
Really?
Because it's gone.
Makes sense, I guess.
That's
but again,
the idea.
This is something that you really need to check with. Don't start filling things out online.
No, because it's one of those where you need to do it right the first time. You don't want to.
You don't get the second chance on this one. You can't expunge the first chance. People want more information from you. How are they going to get that?
Email me here at the station, wworsham@color10.com. Go to our website, willworshamlaw.com, or give us a call at 863-9455.
Yeah, and if you need legal advice, find an attorney.
Happy to help.
All right. We'll see you next week, Will. All right.